reason why we're doing this video is we're going to talk about the Nikon. This is a Nikon Buckmaster. This is the BDC model, and it's real cool. It's up to 14 power. It's 4.5 to 14 by 40 objective. It does have a side focus. It does have kind of a tactical turret that you can do some adjustments, but it does have a dust cover on it. So the BDC, it has a crosshair, your main crosshair where you sight it in, and then after that it has 4 different circles indicating different yardages. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the range, we're going to go ahead and sight it in at 100 yards and test out the BDC if it actually works. Now I did call Nikon and ask them some technical questions like the size and thickness of the crosshairs, what MOA were the circles, and they could not answer that. What they did do was give me a website. It's nikonhunting.com, and we're going to go ahead and log on to that website, and kind of gives you a real cool little formula. You punch in some numbers and it gives you the actual bullet drop compensation according to the velocity of your barrel and the bullet that you're using. It has a bunch of different cool little features that you can do. So we're going to go ahead and also add that to the video. So let me get set up and we'll get back to you guys. What we did now is we logged on to nikonhunting.com, and this is the main page it brought up. What you're going to do is you're going to go to the far right corner where it says spot on. You come down to where it says launch spot on, which is going to be your first bar. You're going to go ahead and click on that, and another window is going to open up. Pick your scope, which the scope we have is a Buckmaster 4.5 by 14 by 40 side focus bullet drop compensator. So we pick that now. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to select our ammo and our bullet to 308 Winchester. Next thing we're going to do is going to select our factory ammo that we decided to use, which is Hornady. Decide what grain and bullet we're going to actually use. We click on that one. Knowing our velocity, which is going to be 2820, we apply. Zero distance. At what distance your rifle scope is going to be zeroed at? We will zero ours at 100 yards. Our next distance that we're actually going to attempt to shoot at is going to be at 200 yards. Now we press fire. Now note that at the center of the crosshairs is where we have it zeroed at 100 yards. You can also go and calculate wind drift. Now here, if you note at the far left of our gray box is going to give you information. You're going to be zeroed at 100 yards, 5 miles per hour wind from the northeast. In inches, at 200 yards, you're going to have to move the reticle over left or right depending on your wind. 1.4. At 300, 3.1. At 400, 5 inches. And at 500, 8.8 inches. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a set of different formulas and directions, and we're going to go to the range and try to see if these formulas actually work. So we're going to go ahead and start doing the review on the Nikon with the BDC. So the first thing is we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and shoot at 200 yards. Okay guys, we just shot the 200-yard one, and that went very well using the first circle, which is a step down from the crosshair. So now we're going to go ahead and shoot at the 300 yards using the second circle. Okay, that was an impact. So what we're going to do is going to go ahead and shoot at 400 yards using the third circle down. Okay, great. That was another impact at 400 yards. We're going to advance to 500. But using our information that we got off the Nikon website, most of the impacts I've been doing have been using the center of the circle. At the 500 yard, the data information that we got was I'm supposed to shoot below the final circle. So in between the bar and the circle. So I'm going to aim at that point and see if the data information that we got off the Nikon website actually works. So let me go ahead and try it at the 500 yards. Now don't forget that there's also wind that you need to take in consideration. Right now we have very little wind, probably about 3-mile-an-hour wind. So that's actually helping us right now for us to try to get this information. So let me go ahead and advance to 500 yards. I guess that formula does work. So the best thing to do is go ahead and get some information for your rifles, and you know, go out in the field and test them. Make sure that you get everything correct, get all the information down. Okay, even though the BDC, the bullet drop compensator on this scope, does not go out to 600 yards, I'm going to go ahead and just we have a steel plate set up at 600 yards, so we're going to go ahead and just, for the hell of it, just go ahead and try to hit it. What we're going to do is I'm going to pick it up all the way to the main bar at the bottom of the crosshairs. Let's see what happens. That's what I'm talking about, going and trying out your equipment and knowing your information. Even though, like I said earlier, it didn't have a bullet drop compensation for 600 yards, but I kind of guesstimated where I think the 600 yard would have hit, and it did hit there. So it's very important for you to find out. Now, Nikon does have an app for your smartphones, your Androids and stuff like that. There is a charge for it. It's $4.99, but I think it's very important. So thanks for viewing.